Today, we use lots of devices, and those devices quietly collect our data, share information, and make decisions without us noticing. From smartphones to fitness band and traffic lights to the farming systems, all of them follow one idea, and that idea is called Internet of Things, that is IoT. In this video, we'll understand the foundation of IoT, what it is, how it works, and where it is used in a simple and a practical way. Let's start with the introduction of IoT. Every morning, my phone alarms rings at 6. At the same time, my fitness band already knows how long I slept. My phone shows me weather and my room's light turns on automatically. None of these devices are talking to me. They are talking to the internet and with each other. This is what we call as the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is a network of physical objects embedded with sensors, software, and connectivity that enables them to collect and exchange data over the internet. Let's take a simple but smart water tank. The tank already knows the water level. It sends the data to my phone and automatically turns off the motor when the water level is full, without me going to the terrace. So this shows that the IoT systems sense data, communicate, and take actions automatically. These are the key characteristics of IoT. Characteristics includes connectivity, sensing, data processing, automation, and real-time operations. Think about a street light that turns on automatically at night. It doesn't think. It only detects the light intensity. There's a small component that detects darkness and sends information. This component is called as a sensor. So the sensor is a device that detects physical parameters like temperature, light, motion, or pressure and converts them into electrical signals. In market, there are so many types of sensors available. For the temperature, there is a temperature sensor. For the moisture, there is a moisture sensor. For the motion, there is a motion sensors. Lots of sensors are available in the market, and we use them in our devices to make the use meaningful. Now the street light receives the signal, that is, it is dark, and turn on the light. The component that actually performs that action, which is switching on the light, is performed by actuator. Actuator is a device that converts electrical signals into physical actions such as movement, switching, or control. So in the IoT system, sensor collects the data, system processes it, and actuator performs the action according to the data. So now we have seen how IoT systems sense the data from environment and perform actions. But there is still something missing. How does this data travels from sensors to actuator to the internet? So to understand that, we have to understand the structure of IoT. Let's understand the design of IoT. Imagine your phone is sending WhatsApp message and your laptop is sending email. Both are messages, but they follow different rules to reach their destination correctly. Similarly, in IoT, all devices needs to follow rules to send the data reliably, and this requires IoT protocols. IoT protocols define the rules and standards for communication between IoT devices over the network, ensuring reliable and secure data transfer. IoT communication models. Sometimes a sensor directly sends data to the cloud server. Sometimes it talks to the gateway first, and sometimes devices talk to each other. These different ways of exchanging data are called IoT communication models. IoT communication models describe how data is exchanged between devices, gateways, and cloud services in an IoT systems. Let's understand the IoT communication APIs. When you open your weather app, you don't talk to the satellite directly. There is some interface between your phone, your app, and the satellite that interface provides you usable information. So similarly in IoT, APIs also perform the same role. So APIs are basically a bridge between your device and the application. So in IoT communication APIs, it allows applications to interact with the IoT devices and services, enabling data access and control. IoT enabled systems. A smart home that turns on the lights automatically using an app. Smart parking systems that tells you the empty slot. Smart health band that tracks your daily activities. All these systems are built with IoT technologies. Such systems are called as IoT enabled systems. IoT enabled systems are applications or environments that use IoT devices, communication, and data processing to provide smart functionality. So, in the design of IoT, protocols defines rules, communication models define structure, APIs connects applications, and IoT enabled systems bring everything into real world use. Let's move on to a third topic of a unit, that is technologies of IoT. The first technology is wireless sensor networks, that is WSN. Imagine you place the sensors all over the farm. One sensor checks the moisture of the soil, another one checks the humidity, and another one checks the temperature. All of these sensors sends small amount of data, and together they form a network, and they monitors the entire farm. So collection of sensor nodes is called as a wireless sensor networks. So the wireless sensor network consists of multiple sensors nodes that communicate wirelessly to collect and transmit data about environmental conditions. So the second technology is cloud computing. When the data collected from the sensors is sent to the remote server, where it is stored, processed, and analyzed. And when you check that data from your phone, you are actually accessing that data through the cloud. The cloud computing provides scalable storage, processing, and analysis of IoT data over the internet. Third technology is embedded system. In a smart washing machine, there is a controller that reads the data from the sensors and decide when to stop and start the motor. So the work of this system is to stop and start the motor, the specific task. So this is called as an embedded system. So an embedded system is a dedicated computing system designed to perform a specific function within an IoT devices. IoT levels. There is a one IoT system that only monitors temperature and sends data to the system, to the mobile phone, suppose. And there is another IoT system that collects the data from all over the city by using different IoT devices, and it stores it whole data in the cloud on a cloud and process it. These two IoT systems have different complexity levels. So according to this complexity, they are classified into different IoT levels. So the IoT levels describe the complexity and scale of an IoT system based on the data flow, processing, and control mechanism. Let's understand the IoT templates. When building a smart irrigation system, engineers often reuse the existing design instead of building the designs from scratch. So this reusable design is called as IoT templates. IoT templates are predefined design models that help in building IoT systems efficiently and systematically. So, in the IoT technologies, wireless sensor networks collects the data from the various sensors. Embedded systems such as controller in the washing machine controls the devices. Cloud computing processes information. IoT labels and the templates guide system designs. Let's move on to the last but most interesting topic of the unit, that is domain specific IoTs. So the IoT is not limited to one area. It is applied across the different domains to solve the real world problems. In home IoT, devices like smart lights, gas sensors, door locks share their status through the internet, helping automate homes for safety, comfort, and energy efficiency. In smart city IoT, traffic signals adapt to vehicle density, streetlights operate only when needed, and waste bins send alerts when full, improving city resource management. Environmental IoT uses sensors to monitor air quality, water pollution, and soil conditions, helping authorities to take actions before environmental damage occurs. In energy IoT, smart meters track real time electricity usage and send data to users and providers, enabling efficient energy monitoring and reduced wastage. Agriculture IoT uses soil moisture sensors and automated irrigation system to improve crop yield while saving water and labor. Finally, industrial IoT or double IoT connects machines in factories to monitor parameters like temperature and vibration, enabling predictive maintenance and improved productivity. So, depending on where IoT is applied, it is classified into different domain specific IoT system. So, in this unit, we went beyond the definitions and tried to learn and understand the IoT in a practical way. We learned about what IoT is, how sensors sense the data, how actuator performs the actions, and how IoT devices communicate with each other using protocols and APIs. We explored about the IoT technologies behind every system. We explored the different levels of the IoT system and how design depends on this application. Finally, we saw how IoT we use in our real life, from home and cities to the agriculture and industry. Overall, unit number 1 is all about building a foundation for the IoT. Thank you for watching this video.